Welcome back to Tom's Garage. What is going on, everybody? Beautiful day. Oh, today. Pow. It's a Briggs And Stratton pressure washer, 190cc, 8.75 foot-pounds of gross torque. That sounds delicious. Feller said it's been sitting, won't crank. Guess what? Another carburetor video. Yeah. Get it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't believe I've done a video on this particular engine before. 190cc Briggs. Well, let's pull this here flitter off. Little spongy air filter. Oh, let me grab a screwdriver. Grab me a little Phillips head. Get this cover off here. Uh-oh. I got one in the front. I can't get to it. Can't get to it. One more little screw right there. Right there. And that's going to be a 5/16. I don't know why they put this big cover on there. You can't get up from the front. Oh well, looks like I'm going to have to use a ratchet. Use my little trusty Craftsman. If I can get my finger in there. These carburetors on these particular engines are almost like a quantum style. But the quantum style is on the other side. But you'll see when I get the carburetor off. Looks like a quantum style carburetor. Yep, there it is. Right there. About the same. Very similar. Very similar. Unplug these wires going to the, well, I'll see if I can leave them on there. I'll just set this cover to the side. What do we need here? Another 5/16. Get me a socket on my wrench. I always just grab the 8mm, it's closer. Get the crankcase hose off the back of it, hooks right there. Set that right there. Put them screws over there. And that's it. I'm gonna clamp this off and get that fuel line off there. Let's see. It is a Torx 20, or what is that? I think this is a 25. Or is it a 20? No, it's a 27. T27, because I use that on steel products. Okay. Grab my favorite fuel line pliers. Fuel line pliers. Break it loose. Pull it back. Let me grab me a little pan. I'm gonna drain that fuel tank. Gotta make sure you always drain and clean the fuel tank. Yep. I always take this little galvanized pipe. I like using this. I had to take my little, let me show you. I put that little deburr tool in my drill. Tried to clean it out a little bit. See, when they cut these pipes, it makes a lip around the inside. Now that quarter fuel line, outside diameter just goes right in there, and it'll actually help hold it. Just kind of force it in there a little bit. There we go. That just adds enough weight to the fuel line. Kind of holds it down. Here we go. Yeah, that fuel is stale. Yeah, you see it. Eesh. It's old. Take this cap off, it'll flow faster. Yeah. Okay, let's get the carburetor off. This one's got the ground wire going right to the bolt that holds the carburetor on. Be careful not to hurt it. Please, hammer, don't hurt him. The other way. Go ahead and take this spring right here off. Because this is mounted to a plate. Let me get you on this side, you can see what I'm doing better. This plate is actually like a spacer behind the carburetor. This thing's going to fall off when you get the bolts out of the carburetor. So we'll just take and don't lose that little spring. It usually stays on here pretty good. So we'll just let that be. Let it be. Let it be. I'll leave that tool stuck to a magnet on the side of the file cabinet. That way it stays magnetized. Ain't that cool? Oh boy, there goes the gasket. All right, that's gonna go just like that. You know, I don't know why they have this on there. I have never seen one with this gasket. Because you've got an O-ring back there, and it usually just, you know, this plate goes around that, and the carburetor usually just bolts right up to it, and it seals by that O-ring. I don't know. I have never seen that gasket on one of these. Why? Maybe they just need extra space in there. That thing's got to be an 1/8 inch thick. All right. Let's see, which direction do we got to go? Gotta go that direction, pull that one off. That direction, pull that one off. See how they're bent that way? Take both of them off at the same time. Okay, let me grab a flashlight. I want to look in that fuel tank, see if there's any nastiness in there. Oh God, look at all that. Wow. I don't know what that is. It's got to be ethanol fuel. The way it breaks down, and man, I got to get that cleaned out of there. What we'll do is just take our air hose and just stick it in there and just, and all that stuff will just come right out the top and make a big old mess of my shop. Yeah, look at that nasty gas. I'm curious about what that carburetor is going to look like. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you just get surprised. Set the camera here. Let me grab my carburetor cleaning pan. I've already checked the oil in it. It looks pretty good. I'll just take and give it a puff of air, blow out the outside. So I like Briggs. I always put the part number of the carburetor on it. 591, 597. I'm sure that part number's probably changed. Superseded a couple of times. This thing is a 2015, so it's what, 9 years old? 15, 24, yeah, 9, I guess. That's my math and I'm sticking to it. Grab you a 1/2 inch socket. Let me lower this camera down, y'all can see a little better. Hook my air hose right here for easy grab. Okay, now for the big reveal. Yeah. You can always tell by the main jet. Look at there. Ew. Ew. Uh-oh, this don't look good. This don't look good, Jerry. Oh, not too bad. Look at there. Okay. Oh, look how thick it is. Ew. You don't believe it or not. Oh yeah, you can't smell it. Ooh. And of course that needle's probably gonna be stuck. And it is. And grab a little screwdriver here and try to help it out. Ooh, careful. 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 Yeah, that needle is stuck. Okay, that's starting to burn on that wound right there. Let me wipe this off my hands. Ow. Well, we gotta get that thing out of there somehow without hurting the bolt, the float. Sometimes you can get lucky and pull the float off without doing any damage to it, but careful. Yeah, I believe that thing is stuck in there pretty good. Let me grab my needly nose. If anybody knows, needle nose. I can't really get a hold of it like that. Nope, I'm gonna end up hurting it. End up hurting that float. Well, they really ain't no good places to pry. That's so good, and that's stuck good. I already boogered it a little bit with a needle nose. Come on, Bill, let me shoot a little carb cleaner. I don't know what I'm thinking. Shoot some of this in there around it. Maybe she'll take some of that carb cleaner and come on out, boy. Come on out. Easy. Oh man, she's stuck good. I'm gonna let that set for just a minute. Spray a little more. And just let it sit. Let it sit for a minute. That way I'm gonna let that soak for a second too. Spray some in here. Let it start working on that. Agitate it. Just gotta let that sit. Oh, let's go back over here for a minute and let's blow this fuel tank out. Woo! She's a coming out, folks. Let's see what we did. Did we make any kind of difference? Yeah, it looks pretty clean in there. Screen's nice and clean. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I believe that's gooder than enough. Now let's get back to this over here. Might have to let this thing sit overnight and just soak. don't want to damage this needle. If I can get a good hold on it, I might get lucky. Oh, nope. Looks like I broke it a little. Oh, I did. I broke a little piece off of it. I'm glad I broke a little piece off of it, but I don't believe it's going to hurt nothing because it still covers the head of that. Hey, that lets me get to the head of it a little better. Inside of this thing has got a little spring-loaded doohickey, but it's the body of the needle itself that is stuck. We're going to have to end up getting a needle and float kit for this thing, I believe. Yeah, that bugger is stuck. Stuck pretty good. Stuck pretty good. You know, that's why I always keep that big thing of old carburetors over there. Where'd it go? That's why I keep that old bucket of carburetors. I'm going to go get the float and the needle out of another carburetor. Yep. And that's why I like to keep a big old wood screw, sheetrock screw. I can screw it right down in there. Where my screwdriver, my Phillips head go. So what I'm going to do is run this down inside of there. I know it's going to destroy the needle, but here it goes. Broke it loose. Oh, pow. Boy, look at that. I'm going to let this carburetor soak in the carb vat overnight. See if I can get this bowl gasket off there without hurting it. There we go. That's good. Oh, I just dropped the carburetor bowl. I bet every one of you jumped watching this. Okay. We got everything off that could be damaged by the carburetor cleaner. And by the way, that goes back there behind that. It's so easy to do that. And then your machine won't unchoke. Make sure I didn't break it anywhere. About knocked that out. There we go. All right, I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to go dig through my stash over there. Let's do that. Let's do that together. Let's see, we got 3. This one is just a bunch of 2-stroke carburetors. I got some 4-stroke in there. And let's see, might have one on the shelf here. Let me take a gander. Nope. Nope, that is a Power Mate carburetor. Let me pull a couple of these bands out and spread them on the table. Y'all hang loose. All right, the first box I pulled out. Look at all that gold mine right there. Pow! Found one just like it. Here. And it's got the float and the needle. It's got everything we need. Let's rob it of its glory. Yep, look at there. That thing is like new. Yeah. You can see how I broke that tip off there. Look at it. Look at it. Ugh. We're going to give this to this one. That carburetor there don't look old at all. I don't know why I ever had to replace that one. But I did. I'm sure there was a reason. Probably had a bad surge or something to it. I'm going to take this main jet out of here too. That's very clean looking. Okay. Let me get this old jet. Put this one back together. Put this one back in the bad boy box. All right. Now we got what we need here. Go back over to the bench. Back over to the workbench. Now you can see down in there, man, that is some nasty, nasty stuff. So what I'm gonna do, reach up here. I love that stuff right there. It sure does a good job. It sure do a good job. Just gonna dunk the whole thing in there. Good night. Throw the bowl in there too. And let's see, I guess that's all we need to put in there. Sink on down in there, Mr. Bowl. Okay. I'm gonna take and set this on the other bench on the other side of the shop. And tomorrow we will have a clean carburetor. Yay. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna wait overnight, let that thing soak. Then we'll give it a good cleaning. And then we'll put it back together. See what we got, y'all. Hang with. Pow! It is the very next day. Let's see what we got here, boys and girls. Very next day. Hope this thing ain't gonna have a surge to it. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I can't tell you how many years I've had that can. I need to get a new one. Oh, I'll set it back up there on the shelf. Okay. Let's wrench it out. Oop, I forgot that gasket stuck there. I hope it ain't hurt. I don't believe it is. I'm gonna leave it alone. I didn't realize that gasket was stuck on there. It will. I got plenty of them. I don't think that carburetor cleaner hurt it though. I don't like putting anything rubber in there though, like the bowl gasket. Give it a rinsing. Rinse it off. Now we'll go through the little circuits. That's going to hit me right in the eye, watch. Nope, we'll get lucky. Okay, that's basically all you can do, really. Get the emulsion tube. Ah, looks like we're missing the Welch plug right there. Could possibly be. This is where it's going to hit me in the eye. Oop, got the camera, didn't I? Oh, go ahead, let me blow it off with a little puff of air. Let me hit pause. Okay, let's put her back together. Here's the needle and float out of the other carburetor. Let's see, put your little pin through there. gasket back on there. Let's see, what groove does that need to be in? Does it need to be all the way down? Let's put the bowl on it and just take a gander. Yeah, it needs to be right there on that first ridge. I'll take that gasket off there. Because I've got the gasket off the needle I took off the main jet off the other carburetor. Make sure this thing is clean. Run it through there. I can see it through that hole right there. There we go. Yeah, that carb soak stuff, man, it made that thing swell. So it will hurt the gasket. That's going to be a 9/16. Don't hold it like that because you'll end up breaking something up here. Just kind of give it a good snugging. All right. Everything's good. Everything's good. Okay. Back over to the pressure washer. Pressure washer. Let me raise this camera. Y'all get a better angle of what I'm doing. Y'all can see it better. Okay. Now we'll put her back together the way we took her off. This one has to go there. You got to kind of do that at the same time. And the choke lever, just like that. Go ahead and put the fuel line on it to help support the carburetor. Support your local carburetor. Okay, this is where the fun happens. Okay, that's got to go just like that. Oh, don't forget the gasket. Okay, that's going to sit right back there. This is going to go right back there. If I can do it all, I need 3 hands is what I need. Somebody reach through the camera and hold that for me. Get that one finger back there. There we go. Now I got to find the hole. Let me just be very careful with this impact. Go very slow. Okay, that does not feel like it's being cross-thread. Careful. Oh, careful. Now I'll grab my needly nose and put that spring back on the throttle mechanism. Well, I didn't need my needly nose. I'll do you next time though. Okay. Okay, before I put all this back together, I just want to run it. Make sure she's gonna run before I put all that back together. Let me grab some gasoline. Gasoline, gas. Yeah, this gas can's getting kind of low. It's easier to pick up and pour with it now. First thing I want to do is make sure it ain't leaking past the needle, or the bowl gasket ain't leaking. I always like to do that, let it sit for a little bit. It's a good half a tank of fuel. Set this back over there and uh-oh. Got another one. I'm gonna hit pause and let this thing set for just a little bit. I'm gonna make sure it ain't leaking. Hang with. Okay, she's been sitting here for about 10 minutes. Everything is nice and dry. Nice and dry. Let me check the oil one more time because I'm obsessed with that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and change it though after it gets warm and I run it, see if it's gonna run good. No, that's really pretty clean oil. That's perfect level too. I ain't gonna worry about changing that. All right, man, let's fire this thing up. Fire it up. I won't have a way to cut it off. Well, I can. I'll use that ground wire to cut it off. All right, auto choke is working. Thought I seen something that's dry though. All right, let's fire it up. That choke fluttered and touched my finger and scared me. There goes the dumpster guy, garbage guy. Anyway, well, she seems to run pretty good. Seems to run pretty good. Now we'll finish putting it back together. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to put that on there. So now we got to do that. Let's see, that's going to go like that, so that needs to go down through yonder behind the throttle linkage. Well, let's see, I don't remember. I think it's, yeah, it's going to go behind that because the other wire is going behind it too. Can't get my finger on it. Let's see, is that going to be proper? I believe it is. Try to hold that up right there. All right, good enough. The gasket's still on there and it's in good shape. And we'll put that on there like that. Let me find the screws for it. Let's see, we had this one went in the front to hold that piece on. These two held the piece onto that. Grab my trusty 8mm socket. Easy, easy. There Air filter go. Air filter looks pretty good. It ain't rotten or coming apart. I can dig that. And the last thing we're gonna do is put the cover on. See, this has got a screw to that bracket there. So I'll go ahead and try to get it started first. And the other screw just goes into the base of the air filter housing. I get this little screw here started. See, that was going to go right there. Let me grab my little trusty wrench. Go ahead and put this one in. Be very careful because that's going into plastic. Going into plastic. All right. All right, and that's all I'm going to do to it. That's it. You got to know when to stop. Whew. Well, boys and girls, I appreciate y'all watching another Tom Dewey video. Y'all tell somebody I love them, because I love y'all. Love me. Power Flow Technology. Y'all be good, and I will catch y'all on the next one. See ya.